What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna get right into it. In this video, I'm gonna talk about a step-by-step guide of how to build muscle and lose fat at the exact same time. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so before we dive into it 100%, I wanna break past the belief that you can't do this, okay? Because a lot of people say you can't build muscle and burn fat at the same time. It's an absolute myth, okay? It's been studied in a lot of different research studies that you can do this, okay? There's certain categories of people that this is easier for. All right, this is easier for people that are complete beginners, okay, or people that are detrained, or people that are very overweight. Okay, so if you fall into one of those categories, you know, this is much easier for you. But even for someone that's been lifting for a while, there's definitely a way and a strategy to lose fat and build muscle at the exact same time. Okay, so in this video, that's what I'm gonna go over on how to do this, okay? Let's do it. All right, so step number one is you need to find your maintenance calories, okay? And how you're gonna do this is you're gonna find your TDEE, and that stands for your total daily energy expenditure. It's super easy. You can just type in TDEE into Google, and you're gonna find a calculator that you can figure this out with, okay? So you're gonna put in your height, your weight, your gender, your body fat percentage, put all the information in, and you're gonna figure out your total daily energy expenditure, okay? And this is gonna give you your maintenance of calories. All right, step number two is you need to determine whether your primary goal is building muscle or losing body fat, okay? You can absolutely do both at the same time, but you need to figure out what your primary goal is, and that's gonna determine how much of a deficit you're in with your calories, okay? That's step number two. All right, step number three is we need to figure out your caloric deficit. Okay, so once you know your total daily energy expenditure, then you can figure out how much of a deficit you want to be in. Okay, so if your primary goal is building muscle, you only want to be in a very slight deficit, maybe 100, 200 calorie deficit. Okay, if your primary goal is losing body fat, you want to be closer to about 500 calories in a deficit. Okay, so that's step number three, pretty simple. Once you figure out your total daily energy expenditure and you figure out your primary goal, select how much of a deficit you want to be in with your calories. Okay, that's step number three. Step number four is you need to figure out your macros, okay? And macros are just your protein, carbs, and fat. All right, and don't overwhelm yourself. There's a ton of different macro splits out there, okay? But the most important things to know, and this is how I've helped a ton of my clients lose body fat and gain muscle at the exact same time, okay? You need to figure out your protein first. All right, so you need to make sure you're getting 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, okay, of protein. All right, so that's number one. Okay, number two, try to get below 60 grams of fat. Okay, so figure out what that is, and then everything else is gonna come from your carbs. Okay, so figure out your protein, make sure you're staying below 60 grams of fat, and then everything else is gonna come from carbs. Okay, and this is contrary to what a lot of people believe, but this is how I've been helping a ton of people lose body fat and gain muscle at the exact same time. Okay, so use this strategy and you'll absolutely have the right macro split to do this. All right, step number five is meal prepping and tracking your food. Okay, so I know what you're thinking, okay, this is tedious, I don't want to do this. Okay, but meal prepping and tracking your food is the only way that you're going to be able to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time. All right, so if you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. All right, and if you're not tracking, you can't manage what you're not tracking. Okay, so absolutely need to meal prep, absolutely need to track your food. All right, so carve out 1 hour per week to do that meal prepping and download an app called MyFitnessPal. Okay, you're gonna be able to put in your calories and your macros that we just discovered, all right, into MyFitnessPal, and you're gonna be able to easily track everything that you eat right in there. All right, so that's step number five, meal prep and track your food. All right, so that's the guide, y'all. So everything in those steps, if you follow that, you are gonna be able to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, okay? I can talk about this topic for, hours and hours, but that's the most simple way I could put it for you guys so that you can digest it. If you're still feeling overwhelmed and that you have a bunch of questions on how to do this, go ahead and reach out to me, all right? Message me or comment, transform. You can either comment transform down on this video, or you can message me transform in my DMs, okay? So I'm helping a ton of clients lose body fat and gain muscle at the exact same time. I've helped tons of men do this, all right, men and women. I've helped men lose 100 pounds plus, okay, 50 pounds plus. I've transformed lives numerous times, helping tons of individuals gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. Okay, so if you have questions and you want to know exactly how to do this and this video didn't give you exactly what you need to get there, message me and we'll see if we're a good fit to work with each other. Okay, hope that helps. Hope something resonated with you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.